So from the video, you can see that these are United Nations peacekeepers equipment being moved from Butembo, which is closer to Uganda, and Benin, which is part of North Kivu. They are being moved towards Goma because the United Nations peacekeepers in Congo, also known as MONUSCO, are also planning to leave that country. And that is after they were ordered by the Congolese government. This follows a similar move by the Kenyans, and the East African forces that were there also left last Sunday. So this last Sunday, they left. The Kenyans left from Sunday and Monday, and I think Tuesday. 3 days, they moved 900 troops from the city of Goma and the areas that they were holding. Now, I'm going to show you the areas that the East African Community Regional Force were controlling or patrolling, so that you understand the kind of gap that is left in terms of security in Congo. As you can see, this is just a map, kind of map. On the bottom right, you can see that is the border with Rwanda. And the very far bottom, that is the city of Goma. Now, so I want you to concentrate this Goma, this Rwanda, this is Uganda. So that now you can tell the area north of Goma, as you move to Mount Nyiragongo here, Bwiza, this whole territory was under the Kenyans, or was supposed to be patrolled by the Kenyans, and alongside the South Sudanese. So there's the military camp of Rumangabo here, where the South Sudanese had been stationed, and they were patrolling from Rumangabo to Tongo, and then back. And the Kenyans would patrol from Rumangabo using this road of Kibumba, Kibati, and south to the city of Goma. They were also in charge of the city of Goma and the areas around there. On the western side of Mount Nyiragongo axis is where you find the Burundi troops, 350 Burundi. And they were in the town of Sake. They're also in the town of Mushaki. There's a road that goes north to Burungu, then to the town of Kichanga, where M23 for a few months had captured it, and then to Mweso, and from Mweso you move to now Ruchuru, which is the region of under the Ugandans. And the Ugandans were supposed to control Bunagana, closer to the Ugandan border, which is also the border town between the two countries, Congo and Uganda. And they were also in charge of Kiwanja. They were in charge of Busembo and Kishishe. So Kishishe, remember, that was the village where last year M23 massacred 300 people, and it was in Kishishe. So that is where the Ugandans were supposed to control, mostly Ruchuru district. And the Burundis were in Masisi, basically. And Masisi is where you find M23 trying to capture the territory there because of the mines that are located there, and also the fact that there is a beautiful landscape for grazing, and M23 want to have the lands there, and the Tutsis that left Rwanda actually live there. In Masisi, they call themselves Aba Masisi, or the Tutsis of Masisi. And some of the young men in the rebel group M23 actually claim to have been born in Masisi or to have a family there. So they mostly try to capture or to fight for Masisi so that they can capture the town of Mushaki, to ensure that the Congolese FRDC army doesn't come from Goma to Masisi. So it's like they want to come up with a defensive position in Mushaki. And behind Mushaki is where you have Rubaya, and slightly north of it is where you have Bibatamo. Remember the mines of Bibatamo, where we have manganese, and we also have cobalt, mostly manganese and tin and gold in Bibatamo. But in Rubaya, you have the coltan, which I'm going to show you in a short while. So I hope you understand. So this is the map, the Google map as it is, so that you don't get confused. As I was showing you, this is the city of Goma, a city of 1 million people. And on the right side, of course, you have Rwanda. and north again on the eastern side you have Uganda, right? And what we were talking about is that the Kenyans had been given this territory, and the north of this territory where we had the South Sudanese moving from Tongo to Rumangabo here. As you can see, there's the Rumangabo is here. There's a military camp there. This one, it's called the military camp of Rumangabo. It's situated here. I don't want to go into detail so that we don't lose focus here. And it's closer to the national park, as you can see. This is the Virunga National Park, actually, the green shade. And the whole of this is the Mount Nyiragongo, the famous mountain that sometimes spews ash, as you know. And last year, I think it was in the news when it erupted. And on the western side of this part of Sake to Mushaki and the territory in Masisi is where we had the Burundians. And today, from what I've heard, is that after the Kenyans left and the Burundi actually also left, this territory is unguarded. The Congolese army has not yet reinforced the positions that have been left by these, withdrawing soldiers or forces. And it's up to the local militias made up of young men from these communities called Wazalendo to try to fight back or fight these rebels that are backed and armed by Rwanda. So last week, as the news of the Kenyans being kicked out became true, the M23 had a renewed hope and they captured the town of Mweso. So I'm trying to get Mweso here in the map so that you know what I'm talking about. So Mweso should be right here, this one. So they captured Mweso after fighting with the local militia. So they captured this town of Mweso. As you can see, it's a smaller town and with agriculture. I'm going to switch to the Google Earth so that we have a better picture of what we're talking about. So they captured Mweso, and then after that, as the Kenyans left on Monday, it said that they've moved south, and today in the morning they were trying to capture this town of Mushaki. So there have been heavy bombing by the Congolese Air Force or Congolese Army using the SCOI today from morning, trying to stop the M23 from capturing or overwhelming the few Congolese soldiers that are here. So they were trying to capture the town of Mushaki. This town, as you can see here, is a very tiny town, more like a village or a center, which is there because there's two roads that cut through there, one going north and one going west. Now, the road that goes west actually comes to this town called Rubaya, as you can see from the Google map here. And the town or the township of Rubaya is where we find the famous mines of Rubaya or the mine de Rubaya. As you can see, these whitish things, these are open mines where coltan and casterite ore is being washed before it could be dried and taken away. As you can see from these videos, there's a river that passes here, and that river provides the water that they use to do that. Let me try to get some photos so that you understand what we're dealing with here. Or better yet, let me just get the photos here. So these are the photos. This is how it looks like there. These are how those open mines look like, and this is how coltan is mostly separated from the soil before the ore can be packed into bags and taken to the weighing station before it's sold, mostly through the black market. And this coltan, most of it ends up in Rwanda, and Rwanda has been selling $1 billion worth of these every year from the black market. As you can see, from these photos here, these pits actually have like 10, they have like PVC kind of sheet to ensure the water doesn't disappear. So it's not just an open pit, but it's protected using this kind of a sheet of plastic PVC that now ensures that they put water there, they pump water there, and then they can clean those all. There's a way they do it, and they separate the soil from the heavy coltan ore that finds its way at the bottom of the pan, and then it is now separated from the soil. So as you can see in the background, these are the mountains of Masisi. So this is how Masisi looks like. So this hill here has the coltan, and basically that's after this photo here shows you after they put the coltan into, after they have separated the coltan from soil, they put the blackish, grayish, metallic all into the bags, and they take them to a weighing station. And from this photo you can see they also have reddish rubber boots, which means they were issued this by the company that is there. So that is what happens there. There are different companies. Some you can see some of their workers have white rubber boots, meaning they're from different entity. We have different people, basically rebels controlling these mines, and M23 is fighting to come here, to come to capture these mines of Rubaya, as you can see. And Mushaki, which people are saying was captured or they were fighting over, is a very beautiful town, by the way. As you can see, the landscape around it is green, more like a golf course, a natural golf course. And the photos from Mushaki actually paint a very beautiful place, as you can see. These are photos that was taken by someone who visited Mushaki. And as you can see from the background, this is the area we are seeing, kind of a golf course, natural golf course, but it's a beautiful grassland for grazing cattle. And that's what it is. So this is a tiny lodge or hotel in Mushaki. So I'm just showing you the photos of the town that is about to fall into the hands of these rebels, and the area around it, how beautiful it is. Mostly when people talk of Africa and Congo, you think of a jungle, you think of a forest that is dangerous. But the truth of the matter is that some of these places are more beautiful than the places we live in. Some of us. Like personally, a place like this is more beautiful than where I come from. Beautiful landscape, beautiful sun, sometimes cloudless skies, and it's just beautiful, you know. So that is what is happening. Congo has not managed to send troops to be able to reinforce these areas that are being abandoned by these foreign peacekeepers. Normally, you would expect that before they asked these foreign troops to leave, they had a plan B to secure these areas. But as it turns out, it's like they didn't. So we don't know what's going to happen.